What's going on with Trump deploying the National Guard and federalizing the police in D.C.? Can someone explain the repercussions as to what's going to happen as a result? He recalled the National Guard from LA after launching them, in response to peaceful protests. But he didn't federalize the police force there. Answer. Short answer: he is doing it because by certain legal stipulations he can legally for 30 days. This is something he has wanted to do for some time. And this could be seen as an attempt to distract media from other topics. For a full explanation, it takes some time to break down signal versus noise. I need to explain current and historical events first. So a member of DOJ was attacked in Washington, D.C. To be more specific, according to reports, two 15-year-old suspects have been arrested in connection with an attempted unarmed carjacking in Washington, D.C. by a group of perpetrators in which a 19-year-old man, identified by President Donald Trump and Elon Musk as a former Department of Government Efficiency DOJ employee, was assaulted, according to police. ABC News. Now obviously we do not blame the victim. At the same time as someone who lived in LA for 10+ years, they were out by a nice car standing around at 3 a.m. Sunday morning. Basically, they were out late Saturday night and were seen as a potential target. Tragic, but not unheard of. But because this is one of the DOJ people, Trump has taken this as a reason to exercise his authority. Now it is important to note Trump has talked about taking over D.C. prior to this incident. In the AP News in February, Trump was cited. Speaking to reporters aboard Air Force One, Trump complained about crime and homelessness in the district, saying, "I think we should take over Washington, D.C., make it safe." He added, "I think that we should govern District of Columbia." Now the reason he can sort of do this goes back to the D.C. Home Rule Act of 1973, which allowed D.C. residents to elect the mayor, D.C. council members, and advisory neighborhood commissioners who run day-to-day affairs in the district. President Nixon signed the D.C. Home Rule Act of 1973 into law. Federally appointed commissioners and members of Congress, never elected by D.C. residents, shared the responsibility of running the district's local laws and budget. Congressional offices fielded calls about D.C.'s potholes, trash pickup, schools, and crime, in addition to all the calls they were getting from their constituents in their home states. Basically, they run the day-to-day, but they cannot elect their own people formally. Now within this, the president can also interfere in local matters in ways beyond signing congressional disapprovals. For example, the president has limited power to temporarily take over the D.C. Police Department for federal purposes, under special conditions of an emergency. And without D.C. statehood, the president has control over the D.C. National Guard. Now Trump can only do this for 30 days without congressional approval, and would need at least 60-40 vote his way in order to extend beyond. Which is unlikely, but we'll see. Essentially, the federal government was always in charge of local police. This is just added production to this, as there is no clear plan for long-term effect on crime, and to the Washington, D.C.'s credit, crime was already decreasing prior to this according to stats. Does that sum it up for you?